Well, guys, there's actually a video I've been wanting to watch for a very, very long time from Nixium, and it is a pretty hot topic, I suppose, right now. It is about private servers, basically, and Vanilla WoW and Classic Plus. And he made a video talking about all those things, and I would like to watch that video and then see what he has to say about that.
I think I'm about to give away an idea for free that could be worth a lot of money. But I'm
Okay.
just gonna say it, and you guys can tell me if you think it's stupid or genius in the comment section. But I do have to establish a couple of points first. But before I get into that, I also have to thank today's video sponsor, Displate. If you are someone who is tired of low energy, lame paper posters, and you are ready for an upgrade, you look no further than Displate. Displate is a company who prints their designs on metal and doesn't demand that you drill holes or ram thumbtacks into your walls.
Listen, guys, and yes, I'm pausing in the middle of a goddamn ad. Listen, guys, we're gonna watch, we support the content creator, it's fine. We're watching his video, we're basically leeching his content, so we'll watch it, okay? It's fine.
In order to hang them. They figured, hey, it's metal, so you know what we should use?
You watched this already? I watched a little bit of the video, but I didn't get to watch it fully.
With over 1 million branded designs from WoW, Marvel, DC, Star Wars, D&D, you name it. Displate has high-quality posters for everybody. So check Displate out using the link in the description today and get 27% off if you buy 1 or 2 posters and 37% off if you buy 3 or more. Guys, you will never go back to cheap paper wall decor again after you get your first delivery from Displate.
Hey. There is nothing wrong with my dog poster, okay? I don't want to hear anything rude about that. My dog poster is amazing, okay?
All right, fellas, let's talk about World of Warcraft private servers.
Okay.
Now, I know what you all are going to say. You're either going to say one of 2 things in the comments section. You're going to say private servers are bad, you shouldn't play on them because they break the user agreement for WoW. Or you're going to say that private servers, they're the best version of World of Warcraft to play on in 2023. Screw them.
I think it's a weird thing, right? Because I myself, I come from like a private server kind of background, I guess you could say, right? The whole reason why I'm creating content and I've gotten so much into World of Warcraft again is basically because of Nostalrius. I really got into playing Nostalrius way back in the day, and it's what basically introduced me to Vanilla WoW again, right? And really got me into playing that. So I do think, obviously, it's a little bit weird for me now and everything like that. I don't really play private servers. I don't really do any much like so anymore because, first of all, we have Vanilla that we're playing, and I'm really enjoying the official release for it. But with that being said, I think there's a lot of really interesting thing you can learn from some of the private servers, especially the private servers, you know, focusing a little bit more on the Vanilla Plus aspect of the game, right? With a little bit more of a different take on the game. Because I do think Vanilla Plus could be an interesting way of... It could be an interesting direction of going into like a content-wise, right? I'm not sure if Blizzard would ever really commit to it, but I do think there could be something to be learned from some of these servers, right? For sure. Can we talk about Gusa whenever he brought Vanilla incorrect? What are you talking about? But let's see here what he says.
Modern game, screw Dragonflight, screw Wrath, who cares? I mean, there's private servers out there right now where you can literally be Naruto running around in the village hidden in the leaves. Yes, this is World of Warcraft that you are looking at right now.
Dude, you can go down the rabbit hole of private servers and you can find the most weird stuff, man. Leveling, like you can find like custom level 255 level servers where you go down a Hyjal on a leveling road with a bunch of random mobs just scaling up higher and higher and higher. I remember I played way back in the day when I was a kid, like 10 years old or something like that. I played on a server where you could get a spectral tiger, but the mount was bugged, so you could mount up on the mount multiple times. So you could like make like a 2000% speed spectral tiger and just like zoom through the world. There is so many weird servers out there, guys. It is ridiculous.
It might not look like it, but that's WoW.
Yeah.
It's insane what people have come up with. Now, Blizzard has had a history of being at odds with private servers, the people who play on them, and their creators.
Yes.
It's a history that has not always been good on Blizzard's side of things, however. Case in point...
That's when I think S-Fan got banned for playing private server, or like streaming them, I think.
Nostalrius, who could forget? It was a classic WoW private server that was blowing up and becoming so big back in 2016 that Blizzard had to take it down. and do
Type 1 in the chat if you played on Astarius. I had a full Bloodfang rogue, fully bissed out, DFT, chromatically tempered sword. I had everything on that rogue. I played on Astarius, and a lot of you guys probably did too.
doing so,
All
it
of you
led
guys
to one of
played.
the biggest backlashes against Blizzard in their company's history, to the point that they had to invite the Nostarius team to the Blizzard offices to talk with them. Hundreds of thousands of people signed a petition for dedicated classic WoW
signed
servers
this.
hosted by Blizzard themselves.
Over
Yep.
230,000 signatures.
And here we are today. We got the Wrath of the Lich King servers. We got the classic servers. We got these servers because of that whole dang drama. And
Yep.
it probably wasn't even necessary. Now look, you might not like private servers, but they can definitely show people a window into what exactly the WoW player population is craving from the game. Because after
I think, yeah, as well. That's what I really think. I think I don't play private servers. I don't really do any of that stuff. I don't really make content for private servers, but I do think there is some private servers doing the classic plus route and like vanilla with some custom things that you could really learn something from, and you could perhaps one day maybe implement, right? If there is a theoretical world where we get vanilla plus. It's obviously it's not a very high possibility that we're gonna get like official vanilla plus to that extent. You know, maybe Blizzard won't be allocating that much resources to it, but I do think it could be interesting, right?
after all, who knows more about what they want from a video game?
Yeah.
The customer? You know, the guy buying the game and playing it for hours on end? Or the developers who spend millions of dollars each year just desperately trying to figure out what they can do next and what will make their customer happy.
Yep.
Sometimes that money spent pays off and you get expansions like Legion. Other times you get
Never played
garbage
Legion.
like the Garrison system.
Oh.
And is this really a good investment of money on Blizzard's part?
Dude, I was so hyped for this, man. I remember this was after a long period of not playing World of Warcraft. I came back, Warlords of Draenor. We're gonna go back to the roots, like garrisons. You can build your own base wherever you want. It ended up being like, okay, you can only build it in this one little place, and there wasn't really any customization to it, and it wasn't really anything like people thought it was gonna be, right? It was just a big plunder, in my opinion. But yeah, I was definitely hyped for it. It was badly implemented, but a cool idea. I agree 100%. The idea behind it is awesome, but it was just not really well made. You know, as a devoted user, I love garrisons. Yeah.
Of money on Blizzard's part? We're building up to something. So what are private servers currently showing in relation to the greater World of Warcraft community? Just out of curiosity, let's talk about that.
I haven't
real fast.
scrunched.
I'm not going to name any specific server names, but there certainly has been a lot of buzz lately in relation to some WoW private servers. Almost as much as there was for Nostarius back in the day before it was shut down by Blizzard. Let's talk about
this was epic. I know it's a very sad moment. This was when Nostarius WoW shut down, but damn, I was here. I remember. I was running around inside of Ironforge on my rogue. I was like jumping over the little gap in Ironforge on my tiger.
3 servers real fast. Just 3. Not the Naruto one. We've given that one enough time. Let's talk about 3 others.
Okay.
To start off, first of all, we have seen that there is certainly an interest in classic World of Warcraft Plus content, considering that one of the most popular private servers around right now themes itself on this very premise.
Yep.
It's a server whose entire idea revolves around continuing where classic World of Warcraft left off, but not with Burning Crusade, but by
Yeah, going into a different direction.
adding additional features to the old Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor world. More quests,
This is
races,
pretty cool.
dungeon zones, and so on and so forth. Just building upon classic. I
Black
cannot even go
Morass,
live
okay.
on YouTube or Twitch without people talking about this server and other servers in my chat box. People
Dude, I stream every day, right? You guys know that, obviously, because I'm streaming right now, but there's so many people every day coming in and talking about this goddamn server, man. There's so many people, and it does definitely showcase a little bit how hyped it is, for sure.
love Classic, and they clearly want Classic Plus. I've made videos about Classic Plus here on this channel, and they got a lot of interest. So something to consider, Blizzard. Let's talk about our second server. You also have servers like this one, whose entire premise...
Multi-class hybridization overhaul. Yeah, so there's also other servers where like you're literally making your own custom class. I know there's a server where you get your class is like a baseline, and you don't have anything, but then you get a bunch of ways to like get skills along the way, and you're basically turning World of Warcraft into a roguelite. Yeah, like a roguelike in a sense, where you're making your own build in a way, and it's kind of cool. I mean, I've never played it, but I've seen people play it for sure. Yeah,
is classless World of Warcraft.
Never played it myself.
So instead of you choosing a class at character creation, instead as you level up, you choose your own abilities.
Yeah.
This on top of finding magically enchanted gear around Azeroth, entirely new spells, updated dungeons, raids. They even added 21 new classes to the game on a separate server.
Jesus.
High-risk PvP where you drop gear on death and more. It is insane.
Dude, balancing that sounds horrible, man. Having 21 classes to balance sounds, oh my god. That sounds like a nightmare from like like a gaming perspective. That sounds very overwhelming. I think this goes to say with the whole vanilla thing, I think it's like, vanilla is good because there's not too much stuff. It's very simple, right? And that's something why I really, really like it, I think. No need to balance, there's RNG involved. Yeah, I mean, perhaps, but still. Nothing's going to be balanced with 21 classes. Yeah. Taking vanilla and building upon that and making... Dude, I think, man, just in general, if you want to go down a Classic Plus route... Oh gosh, have I had this conversation so many times? I think I've had, but like, take some of the classes that aren't really working in a way, like some of the specs, like Elemental, to an extent Enhancement, Retribution Paladin, Shadow Priest. Build upon those, make those viable, change around the talents a little bit, maybe make a Booty Bay dungeon or Booty Bay raid, open up Hyjal, make a Scarlet Crusade raid. There's so many things you can do with the bare bones of just vanilla. I really think there is. But yeah, let's see what he talks about this whole thing, though.
And this is a server that's been around for the past 7-something years, and Blizzard has not touched it, despite their insane marketing team on YouTube, Facebook, the fact thousands of people play on this server. Honestly, I think Blizzard hasn't touched this server because they themselves play on it.
I don't know about... I mean, I don't know.
Think that. But that's just me.
I don't know about that. I don't think it goes that deep. I think it's just because it's not really, big enough, I suppose. Like, Nostalria's reached like a whole different level of like popularity. Like that, like all of these servers are like not even close to Nostalria's. There's a reason why it got so much attention. It's because it's hosted in Russia. It might have something to do with that as well. I don't really know all the law details and like how that works internally. Obviously, but there is some sort of a rule with like if they're hosted in Russia or like different places, then it's harder to like take them down and stuff like that. That's very true as well. Yeah, I don't know the details of that though, so I'm not gonna pretend like I do, right?
Server, one whose reputation was mostly among role players, but imagine a World of Warcraft server where you could quite literally change and build the world as you saw fit. Create new towns, cities, locations to explore, and then invite people onto your version of World of Warcraft so that people can roleplay with you in this world, and it's all fleshed out in like your own creative way. The creativity of some of the player base on this private server is insane, despite the fact they were just forced to make all this stuff using already existing WoW doodads. It is
I think for me, that's probably a little bit too extreme for my taste personally, but because it's just an extreme, right? That's like an extreme thinking of Classic Plus. For me, when I'm thinking Classic Plus, I'm thinking like, okay, some changes to the classes, like some changes to the specs that don't really work that well, like Enhancement, Red, I just said it. And then, maybe some new dungeons, maybe some new zones to explore, and some new raids, perhaps. That's what I'm thinking when I'm thinking Classic Plus, right? I'm not thinking like an extreme custom overhaul of the whole game, right? To me, that's too much. It's just, taking the base game of Vanilla WoW, what works, and building upon the things that not should be fixed, but could be fixed, right? Some of the classes and making them viable. Imagine being able to play a Boomkin and actually performing well, right? Stuff like that. I just want to say Vanilla with more content, dungeons, zones, raids, quests. I 100% agree, Nozarino. Yeah, Vanilla WoW with more content, so dungeons, zones, raids, more quests, maybe some spec overhauls. That's what I think Vanilla Plus could be, in my opinion. That's what I would like to see if it were to go down that route, right? But yeah. That sounds like TBC. Yeah, I mean, probably it is a little bit like that because, in a sense, that it is what TBC is. Like, it's the building upon Vanilla WoW, but it's in a different way, right? Like going in a different route, I suppose.
People have conjured out of their own creativity and what they have done with the world of
OSRS, that's it. WoW as an OS story. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, OSRS, that's what happened to that game as well, right? Like the whole, that's the same thing with the whole hardcore, I would say, movement that's happening right now. That's what originated as well in old school RuneScape. It started as a community event, like a community hosted, I think it was called Iron Man or something like that, like a concept where you only had one life. And eventually it became to fruition where the actual developers made it a reality. And now it's a really, really big part of the official old school RuneScape, right? So yeah, it could be done in a way, right? SOM more like classic miners. I think the way that they did SOM with the raids was cool, but it became very stale very fast. Like just like, you know, Gehennas but with more Gehennas but harder, or like, you know, all the bosses but harder. I don't think it maybe showcases that they maybe want to change something, which is cool, you know?
Warcraft to bring it to life in new ways. Is it a surprise at all why people are so obsessed with WoW private servers and why they love them so much?
Okay.
And why they love this sort of modding community that creates these things and lets players,
I mean, there will always be
play on these realms. Now look, I'm not here to advertise private servers, but I'm here to make a point. So
okay.
First of all, players want something different from World of Warcraft every now and then, and from Blizzard themselves. In many respects, players are tired of the same old systems. They want something new.
Listen, okay, I know he's saying this, but man, I've been playing the same old game for the past 8 years, okay? Maybe even longer, probably like, you know, 15, 18 years, okay? I do like my vanilla. There's nothing, in my opinion, there's nothing wrong with a good old vanilla, but I do like the idea behind a Classic Plus. I do like the idea of it, but I also just like vanilla, okay?
New, like being able to create your own classless character, or even having the entire World of Warcraft at your fingertips to rearrange as you see fit, like a giant world building simulator.
Okay.
And even the players who, yeah, they're hungry for more of the tested, tried and true method of quest, dungeon, raid, get some gear occasionally, whatever. Many players, they don't want that experience in some new expansion or new location. They want the lands that they already know and love, updated with more content, quests.
I mean, it's kind of cool seeing some of the zones build upon, right? I remember I saw some B-roll footage from a you know, a server that was basically vanilla zones, but like expanded upon, right? So like there was more to Booty Bay, like more to like Stranglethorn, southern part. There was more to like Tenaris, right? That was pretty cool. It was an interesting take on it for sure.
Expansions upon the lore and so on and so forth. And so in a nutshell, what could Blizzard learn from these private servers and others like them? I'm going to tell you in one simple statement, and it's this. Why not let the players create their own ways of having fun with World of Warcraft? But how?
Yeah.
How would you do this? Because again, Blizzard and private servers, they do not mesh. These communities, they do not like each other often. All right, so look, I've had this idea in the back of my mind for several years now.
What is
Maybe you guys are going to think it's dumb. I'm just going to put it out there, and I'm going to see what the comment section says. And if this video does well, great. If it doesn't, whatever. Think Minecraft realms.
Oh gosh, we're gonna go down, eh? Okay, we'll see what he says. We will see what he says, but this is a very interesting start, okay? Because this is turning into a whole different ball game now. Now we're not talking Classic Plus. Now we're talking like modded. We're talking modded World of Warcraft, and this is like a whole different thing. Let's see what it says, though. Yeah, can we get some punch trees in the chat, guys? All right.
You know, you pay a small fee each month, you invite people to come and play on your server, and Mojang hosts the entire thing for you from their own server network, instead of you having to go through the hassle of, you know, trying to find someone or some website to host your server for you instead. I've always wondered, whenever I've seen this animosity between Blizzard and like private server creators and communities, why doesn't Blizzard just do something like this to help continue the longevity of World of Warcraft? Think Skyrim for a second. Think Bethesda. How they have these Elder Scrolls games and they always give out their modding tools to their communities, saying, well, let's just see what you guys create. What if Blizzard did this?
No, I don't think that's the case. I think, so what he's thinking is basically, Blizzard to work together with the private servers and then, you know, sell basically a hosting platform for the private servers to do their thing. That's in essence what it means, right? So Blizzard's going to be hosting like a thing, and then you can go build like a custom server upon those hosted places. I don't think that's a feasibility. That's not going to happen. I think this is very, very much a wishful thinking for sure, right? Because there's no way that they would basically give away, you know, the ability to build upon their game for like I'm going to say small fee of hosting the servers, right? His example was just bad. He means Blizzard should open up the tools they use, make private servers more approachable. Yeah, but I don't think I ever see a world where Blizzard would actually do that, right? Because that's basically like that's their intellectual property, right? And that seems like a thing that would not happen.
Blizzard just gave the community, whoever wanted it, their own creation tools to make WoW realms like the private servers we see today. Imagine entire community-driven teams making servers that are hosted by Blizzard.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a horrible idea. I'm not knocking on that. I'm just saying in a reality, in the real world, I don't think that's going to happen. It's very much wishful thinking. Wasn't there like a similar thing? And this is going a little bit off topic.
Thank you for your patronage.
Wasn't there a similar thing with Warcraft 3 custom games?
Gazoo, they literally did it with Warcraft 3. Look how many modern games are here today because of it.
Okay, you literally mentioned it right as I did this. Right as I mentioned it. Warcraft 3 originally, that's what happened with Warcraft 3 in a way, right? They gave people the ability to basically just custom build everything in Warcraft 3. And that's why we have custom games like Footman Frenzy, Dota, Green TD, Angel Arena, you know, whatever the hell. All those things in Warcraft 3. But I remember there was something that happened whenever they did Warcraft 3 Reforged, and they took away some of the abilities for that. I can't remember the exact details of it, but there was some issues with that when they released Reforged. I mean, there was a lot of issues with Reforged, but yeah. But then it kills the classic population with people playing 100 different mods. Yeah, I mean, perhaps. Minecraft and Warcraft 3 aren't MMORPGs, totally different ballpark. Yeah, it's a different thing, right? I mean, the idea behind it is cool, but I do think it's very much wishful thinking, for sure. They have the rights on everything people create. That's the thing. Yeah, so they still keep the rights to everything like that, right? So no one wants to actually make the maps anymore. So you don't own anything that you really make in it, right? The further down this road you go, the further away from the community feel of WoW. Yeah, I think so in a way, yes. Because there is, as I said, there is already now thousands of different servers. Let's continue watching them.
Okay, yeah, we got a server where you can choose abilities whenever you level up. It's a full classless realm. Or a server that updates the old vanilla world to include new content. Even a server where everybody's a GM and can build Azeroth the way they see fit, just like those 3 private servers I mentioned above. I mean, dude, even us content creators, myself included, we could use these types of servers as like a private place to record our own content, summon NPCs for shots,
true.
So on and so forth. So
I mean, people already do that, okay? I don't do that, but people already do that, right? I mean, basically, it's just getting, in a way, it's just making what he's I think what he's asking is, or like suggesting, is making private servers quote unquote legal, right?
With Minecraft, players would just
like official, making private servers official.
Front each month to have their server hosted by Blizzard. But of course there would be a cap on how many players could be on the server. Maybe in the beginning there's a cap of a dozen or maybe 40 players. That would be a classic WoW raid team. That's just $10 or maybe
like a
$15 a month. But if you want to increase your player cap of your server to dozens, hundreds, or thousands of players, the monthly cost just keeps going up. So Blizzard, I mean, why not? Just let people create their own servers using your tools. Let them make websites promoting the servers they've created.
I think it's such a big rabbit hole to go down because there is so many levels you have to go through to get this like actually a thing, right? And I don't know if it's ever gonna happen. I'm really for the idea of Classic Plus and Vanilla Plus, I suppose, and stuff like that, but having like a billion different servers is gonna, it's, as I said, it's a big rabbit hole. There's a bunch of implications with the actual, you know, corporate side of things, and then there's also like the whole community side, which is gonna be a whole different thing as well, right?
So you guys host the realms. The server's creator could create some sort of donation system where people could donate to keep the servers going, like a tip system. I mean, this is what people do, like with add-on creators over on Curse. You can tip the people that make the WoW add-ons. Wouldn't this potentially bring back like a lot of players to the game, especially if you've got teams of people creating these incredible WoW realms like the private servers we see today that offer a completely unique World of Warcraft
I don't think it's going to happen, yeah.
I would love to be able to log into the community realms and see what people have created. You know, sort by popularity, look at the descriptions, what do the realms offer, you know, whatever, check out the realms website. Be cool. To my knowledge, this would be a one-of-a-kind thing in the MMORPG world. I mean, what other MMO?
I just don't think this is feasible in an MMORPG, you know, because let's be honest, when it comes to MMOs, people want to play where everybody else plays as well, right? So a lot of these servers just won't have anyone playing on them. It's just gonna be, it's not gonna be feasible, right? It's not gonna be a reality. I think. I do think it's a cool idea, but it's very much, it's wishful thinking to a degree, right? For sure. So I don't think it would actually work in essence, right? Of course, it's not going to happen, but how cool would it be? People can have the hard time imagining a better world, even when it's WoW. I mean, yeah, of course, and that's why there is private servers, right? That's why people play on those servers that people have made and stuff like that, right? Yeah, I don't know. Okay, let's see what he says.
Has done this? Maybe one has, but I'm not aware of one. I mean, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. And look, I understand that Blizzard is a company, and they need to make money from this and make it worth their while. So I'm sitting here thinking, well, people would be paying monthly to have their servers up, potentially a lot of money each month if the server was big enough. Blizzard could even...
I think there's a much more than just that goes into it, right? Than just the money. It's a lot of like legal and like things like that, especially with a huge company like Blizzard and World of Warcraft, right?
And create a system within the server tools where
there's a lot more to it than just that.
If they wanted to, they could offer a pay-to-win system or cosmetic stuff on their servers, and Blizzard would just get a cut of any transaction made on any server. I feel like it's an idea that certainly could take time to set up on Blizzard's part.
It's a custom
Durotar. It's so
Durotar.
simple that I've sat here for years wondering, why hasn't Blizzard done this? It could be that it's way too expensive to offer something like this on Blizzard's end. It also could be that Blizzard doesn't want, you know, their like content creation tools out in the public.
I mean,
I don't know, maybe it's just
it's their intellectual rights, right? Like it's their things.
It could be. Imagine a World of Warcraft where the official Blizzard servers have a lower population than some fan-made community server. Imagine that. I mean, what would that say about Blizzard as a company? That would be wild. But then Blizzard could just, like, you know, talk to those guys and say, hey, you want to come work for Blizzard officially and bring some of your ideas into the main game? I mean, I don't know. I don't see any cons to this other than it might cost a lot of money to set up initially. But talk about
it's going to totally split the community as well if that were to happen, right?
Just expanding the longevity of the game like Skyrim. And anyway, over the years,
I think it would just be like a bunch of super small mini communities playing on their different servers, right? And I don't think it would be really feasible for them to keep all those servers running, right?
Playing World of Warcraft, I have watched and witnessed this division between Blizzard and the private server community and the people who make private servers. And it's
I think... Okay, I'm going to say what I want, but...
I feel like it doesn't need to be there.
We don't have to be rude to him, guys. It's fine. He's just, I mean, it's fine coming up with an idea, and I think it's cool having these discussions, especially when it comes to Classic Plus. Just remember, don't be rude to people, obviously, guys. We're just watching his take on it and what he wants to say, and I think it's interesting to hear his opinion on it, right?
Their strategy on how they approached this particular issue, like, okay, you know, community created content using World of Warcraft assets. If they change their strategy with this, I feel like it could potentially just boom their community so much,
I think,
and create this one-of-a-kind MMO community experience.
Okay.
But I don't know, that's just a random idea that I've had, and I've been thinking about it a lot more recently since you guys
it's fair.
have been talking about turtle clubs and classless stuff and roleplay stuff and my chats and comment sections, whatever. Just a thought, guys. So I don't know. You guys can tell me that you think that idea is dumb down in the comment section, or you might
I don't think it's dumb.
It's so simple, it's genius. Either way, guys, thank you for watching the video, and Blizzard, if you take this idea and you're like, wow, that's a really good idea. I can't believe we never thought about that. We're going to do this. I will, you know, we'll get in contact. You can send me a small check in the mail, okay? You can pay off my medical bills for me, all right? I got like 16,000 in debt right now. So you want to send me?
Yeah, guys, obviously, please, if you don't disagree with the take, it's completely okay, but there's no reason to be rude to the people who are watching. Just, I'm saying this right now because I don't want people to sit there and, you know, oh, he's so, whatever you're saying, right? Just, it's fine. But I think in general, it's a really interesting take on it. I think personally, for me, what I would say is, yeah, in a space like this, having people discuss stuff and having people be opposed to each other's opinion is healthy, because that way you learn what you really want, then you learn what other people want, and that way we can really gauge what, you know, the general population agree with, right? And I think what I think is a cool idea is that I don't think the whole idea of like taking you know, making official private servers and making hosting like he suggested, I don't necessarily agree with that, but I really think there's something to be learned from these private servers. Like, you know, like look at this, like Nostalrius, right? The Nostalrius case that we had where it got shut down, all the developers from Nostalrius got invited in to like actually work on official vanilla WoW or you know, classic WoW. That is more so of a route that could happen when it comes to Classic Plus. You know, if these servers keeps growing, you know, Turtle WoW and whatever all the other ones are called as well, if they continue growing and they continue being popular, then for sure we could get some more official stuff as well. I think in general, though, to finish off the take on it, there's a lot we can learn from the private servers, and if there was to become a official, you know, Classic Plus, some of these super custom servers definitely have something you could learn from, you know, for sure.